Hi everyone, I'm Cerise.
I'm Joe.
And today we are going to be talking about the point of holding on to someone's weakness. This includes holding on to our own weaknesses, holding on to a moment in the past where someone did something like they fell, they failed, they gave in to their fear, they gave in to their emotional possession, and their weakness manifested in that way, and now you are holding it against them, or you've done it and you're holding it against yourself. So basically, let's start off with defining what is a weakness. It's when we do not live up to our best potential, when we do something that is not actually in line with who we want to be, what we want to live, what we want to create. It's when we make a mistake, when we do something we know we shouldn't do, but we do it anyway.
You know those moments where you kind of just want to go, oh my God, what the hell?
What did I just do? Oh no. How could I be so stupid? Why would I do that? I don't even know
those moments, those are
happen?
the ones that we're talking about, where you've done something that was not the best version of you, and you know that. And I think that leads to why sometimes it's so hard to face it, because it's not like you can pretend it wasn't you. It is you, and you know that you did something that was not the best version of you. And there's guilt and shame that often gets attached to that.
And the interesting thing about that is that because we don't forgive ourselves for the things that we've done, we start to lock on to other people and the mistakes that they made that are similar to our mistakes. And then we judge them so harshly for what they've done because it makes us feel better about ourselves. Suddenly we're not so bad anymore.
Because it's unforgivable what they did. Why is it unforgivable? Because we haven't forgiven it for ourselves. We have not forgiven ourselves for who we've been and what we've done. So when we see someone else do it, it's kind of like a relief. Like Cerise said, it's kind of like suddenly we're not the only ones that have done this unforgivable thing. And so misery loves company. You just kind of hold on to what they did, and oh my God, how bad are they? They did this unspeakable, horrible, horrible thing that I've also done. But look at what they did, though.
Yeah, I'll never admit to having done that, though. Yeah, I mean,
no, that goes without saying.
You'll never know that I did it too, actually, and that I hate myself for it. So basically, I'm going to share my personal pattern within this kind of thing, which is that for me, I judge that any weakness within myself is absolutely unacceptable. Meaning, if I get emotional about something, if I make a mistake, if I do something that I end up regretting, those things are completely unacceptable. But the problem within how I've structured my relationship to that I'm busy walking and correcting now, is that instead of it being unacceptable and then having a point of creating a different way moving forward, it's unacceptable attached to a judgment. So I judge myself for doing these things, and now I'm such an awful, terrible person for having done that, and that in itself creates an emotional attachment to that, and it becomes so much more difficult to forgive that, to let that go, and to change, to be different, to live differently in a better way that I would actually like to. Because I'm so stuck in this cycle of judging myself of, this is so wrong, how could I have done that? Oh, how can I be so weak? I must be strong. And because I have that particular relationship with myself, when other people do something that I perceive as being weak, that's immediately unacceptable. I cannot deal with that. They need to just get their shit together and be better, because it's not good enough. But that's actually how I deal with myself.
That's actually how you talk to yourself.
Exactly. That's how I talk to myself. So that's the point that I'm walking. Sorry. And the solution that I'm practicing for that point is changing my perception of what is a weakness. What does it mean to fail? What does it mean to fall? And instead of it being a weakness that I judge as bad and wrong, I'm turning it into, okay, a moment of falling, of failing, of making a mistake now becomes an opportunity for me to learn, to create something different, to grow, to learn more about myself, and essentially to work towards developing myself to be the best potential that I can be, that I know I'm able to be, and continue to grow even past that.
Or you could be like me, where you always hold on to the things that you regret, the things where you tell yourself, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I said those words to that person at that time. I can't believe I let myself fall that deeply into that point, and constantly over and over and over holding on to the guilt and the shame. And it's kind of like, with me, I would want to punish myself, right? Because I did something bad, I did something wrong. So how do I deal with that? Well, I have to show that I'm not going to do this again, and I feel bad, and I don't want to do this, and I'm going to punish myself by holding myself back and judging myself and saying no when I should be saying yes to life, and holding myself always, no, I don't want, I'm not going to do that again. Just don't, I'm never going to do that again. I'm just going to hold back forever and never expand, and just kind of shrivel up, just put me in a corner, and then just don't look at me because I've done something unforgivable. Again, why is it unforgivable? It's because I haven't forgiven myself. And as long as I don't forgive myself, and here forgiveness isn't just about feeling better or feeling like, it's okay. Forgiveness is actually a point of taking self-responsibility. Forgiveness is realizing, yeah, I did that, and it created consequences. But feeling bad about it, feeling guilty about it, and using my emotions kind of like as a stick to hit myself with is not going to make it better for myself or the consequences I created. It's really an indulgence. It's actually self-interest to stay in that, because those emotions, the guilt, the shame, don't help anyone other than me digging myself deeper. So with me, what I've had to learn and to identify is, when am I using my emotions against myself, where I will walk around and mope and feel bad and just want to crawl into a corner and never come out again. I just have to stop and look at, okay, but I can do that, but what good would it do to myself or anyone else? How does doing all of that address the consequence that I create and continue to create, as long as I'm not forgiving myself?
So self-forgiveness is about, yes, taking responsibility for your past, but also taking responsibility for the future that you're creating. It's about living the change to be better, to be your utmost potential, to not make those same mistakes again. And like Joe said, it's not about feeling better, it's about living better. It's about really letting go of the past on an emotional level, not forgetting it, but using what you've learned to build on creating a better future, a better you moving forward.
So whether you're finding yourself holding on to things that other people have done and you're judging them for their weak moments where they're not at their best, what you can do is you can stand as a point of support rather than judgment, because that could very well be you.
And a lot of the time, it actually is us secretly in the depths of ourselves we're the ones judging ourselves and taking it out on other people to try and make ourselves feel better. So that's another thing that you can use these experiences as a cross-reference. Oh, look at how I'm judging that person. I need to take a look at why I'm judging them. Is there something within me that I have not yet forgiven? Is there something within me, a judgment that I'm still participating within of myself? And that is where it's so important to be self-honest, to be clear within how you're looking within yourself, because it's so easy for us to put up these veils so that we don't have to see all of the bad things that we are actually participating within.
Yeah, so that's a really good clue for you. If you find yourself judging someone and you're not able to stand with that person, be here and support this person, or at least make yourself available and not judge the person. That's a really good indicator of where you're at with yourself within that very, very same point. So have a look next time you find yourself judging someone for a moment of weakness or some flaw that you see within them. And also, when you're doing it to yourself, don't build that prison for yourself. Rather set yourself and the other person free.
Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time.